Today, we're going to talk about my med kit. What's going on, guys? My name is Dan. I love hiking and backpacking and gear. If you guys love that stuff too, consider subscribing to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about my med kit, what I've got in it, why I bring it, and just hopefully to help you guys to kind of decide what you want to bring and give you just kind of some ideas of what you could do out on the trail to be safe. So last week I did a video called, what is it called? Give me a sec, I gotta look it up. How to backpack and be safe. There it is. I don't even know what I call my videos. I can't remember. That just tells you I make too many YouTube videos. And just so that I'm like correct and you guys know which one to look at, if you want to go find it yourself, I'll put a link in the cards right. I'll put a link in the cards. I'll put a card right up here and a link in the description below so you can go check it out yourself. In that video, I mentioned that one of the things I do to be safe is I bring a med kit. My mouth is dry. I need to go get some coffee. I'll be right back. Give me one sec. That's so much better. Okay, so here's the big disclaimer. I am not a medical professional by any means whatsoever. So I know that there's a ton of opinions on medical kits and what you should bring and how you should prepare, and I'm a firm believer in being prepared. So don't think that by any means that this is some, end-all be-all medical kit for you. You should be aware of the area that you're hiking. You should know who you're hiking with. You should know everybody's level of understanding of medical kits and medical experience. You should be well prepared in letting people know where you're going and what the dangers can be and the weather conditions and the animals and the bugs and the plants and all that kind of stuff. So this is not an end-all be-all, but for the most part, I'm hiking in pretty safe areas. I'm here in Wisconsin. I hike about a 6-hour radius from where I live in southern Wisconsin, so there's no real mountains by any means. There's very few bears, if any. I am usually within cell phone signal very easily. I am almost always hiking within maybe a mile of a road in some direction. And I'm also hiking with other people. So there's a lot of reasons why I bring what I bring personally on the trail. So as I go through my personal medical kit, this is just what I use to maybe give you some ideas and some thoughts. And by all means, I want you to pick out your own medical kit of what you feel is safe out on the trail. So like I shared in the last video, this is literally all I bring for a med kit. I bring the Adventure Medical Kit 5 bag, but I bought it a few years back, so I've pretty much used everything in it. I've not had any traumatic experiences on the trail, but enough to where I've kind of modified it and I've got some stuff replaced and that kind of stuff. So I really liked the bag because it's yellow. So when I'm looking in my backpack, I know exactly what to look for. I know to look for the yellow kit so I can grab it right away. Or I can tell someone, hey, go grab the yellow med kit for me. I'm hurting, I can't get to my backpack. You need to get that for me. So everybody knows the yellow means medical. All right, so right away I'm just gonna bust out and pull stuff out. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, so I've just got regular BandAids. I got two just standard size BandAids, and then I have a much larger BandAid in here as well. I have antibiotic ointment, so I got 2 little packets of that in there. Here's the one item that I actually did add because I think it's important for you to see. I consider this part of my medical kit, and that is insect repellent. And I use this Picardin insect repellent lotion. So it's really nice. It's not super greasy. Whenever I got the spray, I feel like I'm just spraying it into the air and I waste a lot of it. And this way I can just kind of key in on just the areas I know are gonna get exposed and bit, like my arms, my hands, my face, my neck, that kind of stuff. Maybe my legs if I'm wearing shorts instead of pants. And just as a side note, I obviously don't keep this in my medical kit, but I also use permethrin insect repellent spray by Sawyer. This is great. You just spray it on your clothes and you let it dry, and you don't even know it's there. The moisture evaporates, but it leaves the repellent on your clothing, and it lasts like 6 washes through the washing machine. It lasts over a month if you don't wash your hiking clothes, and it works really, really well. So that combined with the insect Picaridin insect lotion works really well to keep those bugs away from you. A couple of years ago, I went hiking with my son, and I think he was about 9 years old at the time. And we were in Colorado at Rocky Mountain National Park, and he decided to jog off ahead of me and fell and really bashed open his knee pretty bad. He's still got a scar. Ever since then, I always make sure I bring some gauze with me. I threw this in there for sure for my son on this last trip. It's got a couple of these safety pins in here, and then it's just some, gauze that you can kind of wrap on a wound. The other thing that I pack in here is just 2 extra contacts. Obviously, wear contacts, and these are disposable contacts. These are the kind that you can wear for like a month at a time. So I just sleep with my contacts in at night when I'm out camping, but I don't want to be without contacts. I've had them fall out in the past, and it just gives me that extra security knowing I just keep a couple extra contacts in there. And then I also just keep 1 small alcohol prep wipe in here, and this just to make sure that the area is clean if I need to wipe away a wound or anything like that before I go ahead and bandage it up. The other thing is not really medical, but I do keep this in there, is just a couple of earplugs, because I know how loud people can be when they're snoring and they sound like a bear. So I don't want to think there's bears all night long, so I will bring a couple of extra earplugs in here if I'm, or maybe if it's a storm, right? If it's a really loud storm and that kind of thing, it's keeping me awake, I'll make sure I have some earplugs. And then to me, the most important thing in this medical kit, because it serves the most immediate reason for me on the trail, and the thing that happens the most on the trail, is I pack this small pill container and I wrap around it Leuco tape. And inside of the pill container, I just keep just a few ibuprofen. And I've had headaches on the trail, and it's not fun. The time I get headaches the most is surprisingly in the winter, because I think I'm drinking enough water in the winter because it's cold and you don't feel like you're sweaty, but man, you're hiking long days and you do dehydrate and you forget to drink water. And so my head will start to hurt. So I always make sure I bring some ibuprofen. And then the Leuco tape is probably, in my opinion, the best tape to bandage up blisters and hot spots on your feet. This stuff like permanently glues itself to your foot. It will not come off. It'll stay on there for weeks. It doesn't move. So like if you tape it on the bottom of your foot and you're walking and you're thinking, man, it's just gonna move around and move off of that hot spot, it doesn't. This also doubles as the tape for my gauze or any wounds that I would need to wrap up. So this works really well. To me, it's the most important thing in my med kit. All right, so I'll make sure I put a link in the description below to the Adventure Medical Kit 5. It's a great medical kit if you don't want to build your own. You just want to go out and get it. It's got pretty much everything I mentioned here, and it will be great for you just to kind of get started out on the trail. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit the bell notification so I can send you a video every time it's released. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we will see you on the next one. See, that didn't take long. My coffee is actually still hot.